Hi, and welcome to this week's Torah. In this week's Seder, we read how Moshe Rabbeinu comes to Pharaoh to make 7 of the 10 plagues. And the first plague is the plague of Dam, the plague of blood. And Moshe Rabbeinu says to Pharaoh, Bezos Teda, God says, with this you will know, Ki ani Hashem, that I am God. And the name Hashem that is used over there is the name of mercy. It seems very strange. Why would Moshe Rabbeinu come to Pharaoh and tell him, by the way, you're about to get a terrible plague, and with that terrible plague I will prove to you that I am the God of mercy. That should show you I'm the God of wrath. I'm the God of anger, not the God of mercy. So Ar Chaim says a very important concept, and that is the following. He says God could have just gone into Egypt, wiped out every Egyptian, man, woman, and child, left nothing of them, and said to Moshe Rabbeinu, okay, now take the Jews out. There's nobody to stop you anyway. Instead, God says to Pharaoh, look, I'd like you to see my point. I'd like you to understand. Just give in. Just say, fine. Says Pharaoh, no. Says God, okay, I'm going to teach you a small lesson. Instead of teaching you the big lesson immediately, I will just show you, look what I can do to your river. I can do that to almost anything I want to. Are you still sure you want to mess with me? Are you still sure you want to argue with me? And Pharaoh says, yes, I do. So he sends him the frogs and sends him everything else. But God says, I am sending you this as a message of mercy. Instead of killing you, I am asking you, get the point when I hit your river so that I don't have to hit you. That is what God was trying to do. Pharaoh failed the test. Pharaoh failed to see the message. And so because of that, Pharaoh thinks that he's going to beat God, and he becomes very adamant, and he loses much, much more than he could have had he given up immediately. And I think sometimes in life there are these messages, and sometimes there are even negative messages that are being sent to us. And we can say to ourselves, oh, why is God so terrible? And God says, this is nothing. This is just to give you an inkling, maybe to come back, maybe to realize that there's something that you need to improve in your life. And instead of giving you terrible sorrows, because things can always get worse, I'm going to give you something small, just as a reminder, just as a hint. And if you get the hint, then we'll leave it at that. And that's a step, you might say, of mercy, even if it doesn't always look like that. But in our life, when we see the mercy, even in the little things, and even sometimes in the little punishments, there's a great mercy in that, because it saves us from greater punishments. Wishing you all a very good Shabbos.